Have you ever wondered what would happen if the sun suddenly disappeared? Imagine this. Our world, once bathed in the sun's warm, nurturing glow, is abruptly plunged into a darkness more profound than the blackest night. This is not your typical power outage. This is a cosmic blackout. The sun, our celestial powerhouse, vanishes without a trace. And our Earth, which once orbited this radiant beacon, now finds itself adrift in the cosmic ocean. In an instant, photosynthesis, the green engine that powers life on Earth, grinds to a halt. Plants, the primary food source for countless species, would no longer be able to convert the sun's light into energy. Imagine the ripple effect on the food chain. This scenario may seem far-fetched, but it highlights our dependence on the sun. Its absence would not only rob us of light and warmth, but also disrupt the very fabric of life on Earth. Indeed, the sun's disappearance would have immediate and profound impacts on our planet. Imagine a world plunged into eternal darkness, but darkness is not the only consequence. This is where we confront the chilling truth of a sunless existence. As the sun's warmth evaporates, so does our familiar world. The temperature would begin to plummet rapidly. Within a week, the average surface temperature would drop to below freezing. Within a year, it would plummet to -100 degrees Fahrenheit. The Earth, once a vibrant planet teeming with life, would soon turn into a silent, frozen wasteland. The oceans, once the cradle of life, would start to freeze over, beginning from the surface. This icy shield would slow down the freezing process beneath, creating a tomb of water trapped under a thick, icy crust. This frozen state would not be limited to the oceans alone. Rivers, lakes, rain, and even the moisture in the air would freeze, painting a desolate, ice-covered landscape. The snow-capped mountains would no longer be seasonal, but a permanent feature of our world. But what about life? Life, as we know it, would struggle to adapt. Many species would go extinct within days. Others might endure a little longer, huddling near the residual warmth of the Earth's core that's accessible through geothermal vents. Yet even this meager heat would eventually run out. In this freezing world, the processes that support life, photosynthesis, nutrient cycles, even the simple act of breathing, would grind to a halt. Plants would be the first to perish, unable to photosynthesize without sunlight. This would disrupt the food chain, leading to the extinction of herbivores and subsequently the carnivores that prey on them. In essence, the Earth would transform into a giant snowball, devoid of life, devoid of movement, devoid of sound. It would become a silent, lifeless rock, floating aimlessly in the vast dark expanse of space. So in the absence of the sun, Earth wouldn't just lose its light, it would lose its life, it would lose its warmth, it would lose its essence. In the absence of the sun, Earth would become a frozen, lifeless rock floating in space. But what about gravity? What happens when the sun's gravitational pull ceases to exist? Well, let's delve a bit into that. The sun's gravitational pull is the invisible tether that keeps our planet and all the others in the solar system in their respective orbits. It's like a cosmic dance, where the sun leads and we follow, but remove the sun and the music stops abruptly. The absence of the sun's gravitational pull would be akin to cutting the strings of a puppet. Suddenly, the Earth, along with all the other planets in our solar system, would be set free, and not in a good way. They would hurl into the vastness of space at incredible speeds. Imagine being on a carousel that's suddenly unhinged at full speed. That's our planet without the sun's gravity. Without the sun to hold us in place, we would become a rogue planet lost in the depths of space. But would we be left in complete darkness? This is a question that might be plaguing your thoughts. Well, not quite. The light from other stars in our vast universe would still reach Earth, creating a faint but noticeable luminescence. These distant suns, scattered like diamond dust across the cosmos, would still cast their glow to our planet, a testament to their unfathomable distances and the speed of light. The night sky, now unimpeded by our own sun's brightness, would become a dazzling tapestry of twinkling stars and galaxies. The Milky Way, our home galaxy, would stretch out above us in all its splendor, a river of stars cutting through the darkness. However, as breathtaking as this celestial spectacle would be, it wouldn't be sufficient to sustain life as we know it. The chill of eternal night would still wrap itself around our world. The beauty of the universe would be on full display, but at a terrible cost. What would happen to us, the human civilization, in such a scenario? Without the sun, our vibrant, life-supporting planet would quickly transform into a barren, frozen wasteland. The sun, the powerhouse of life, fuels our existence in more ways than we can possibly imagine. Its absence would send shockwaves through our ecosystem, starting with the very foundation of the food chain, plants. Plants, the primary producers in our biosphere, rely on the sun for photosynthesis, the process by which they convert sunlight into chemical energy. This energy not only sustains the plants themselves, but also nourishes the animals that feed on them, and so on, up the food chain. The sun, therefore, indirectly fuels all life on Earth. In a sunless world, plants would perish fairly quickly. As their stored energy reserves depleted, they would cease to grow, wither, and finally die. This would leave herbivores without a food source, leading to their extinction. Carnivores, in turn, would lose their prey, creating a domino effect of death that would ripple through the entire animal kingdom. But what about us humans? With our advanced technologies and adaptable nature, could we find a way to survive? The answer lies in our resourcefulness. We could perhaps retreat underground, using geothermal heat to warm our habitats and cultivate crops. We could harness the power of nuclear fusion or fission to generate light and heat, mimicking the sun's energy. However, these adaptations would only be temporary solutions. The harsh reality is that without the sun, our planet's life support systems would gradually shut down. The air would thin, the oceans would freeze, and the Earth's magnetic field would weaken, exposing us to deadly cosmic radiation. In the end, no matter how much we tried to adapt, the sun's absence would lead to the collapse of the human civilization, our advanced technologies, our complex societies, our vibrant cultures. All would be lost in the frigid darkness of a sunless world. Without the sun, our civilization, like all life on Earth, would meet an abrupt and chilling end.